morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. So when I was doing um the scans and the checking my watch list and preparing for today's trading ideas, I actually felt a little bit bullish because the only three ideas that I found today is Dow and Inside Day after the EP looks explosive, and this SOLS, and also kind of an Inside Day at the 21 EMA found support, and also definitely the Planet Labs for this double Inside Day. But the market gives another surprise to me and is gapping down, especially IWM is gapping down more than 1% today, which is a little bit surprised. But the three focus ideas are still hanging up quite well. They're just barely down. And the QS is gapping down into the hourly 50 EMA, which and probably will find support, at least find some support, and we'll see whether the support will hold, and whether we'll see some follow through on the downside. SPY and IWM in comparison will be worse. So today's focus will be added semiconductor ETF, the Broadcom on the gap up into the declining EMAs, both daily and weekly, as well as Nvidia bouncing back at exactly at the 184 level, previous gap 50 EMA, and then found some rejection. Today's gapping down. Maybe, I don't know. No, I'm definitely not only on the short side. I think for the past week I am looking for both long and short ideas, although I didn't take any longs, but I still track many, and also the strongest stock like this light is getting down today, which is a small warning sign to the market, and the market is still within this range. The range Q is still within the small rectangular box area, or you can say still in this huge base within the between 636 and 580. Maybe this looks better. This is a small shakeout. 595 to 636, still going nowhere. And I took out my ARM and IONQ yesterday because of yesterday's strength. So I wanted to reduce a little bit of my short exposure and lock down some profits, but I still keep most of my shorts. And I'm really pleased that I did that. I think like a year ago, I would probably gonna panic sell, but it's not. But I'm doing short, so I'm panic buying my shorts and recovering my shorts, given the market's bouncing very strongly and got shaken out. But maybe today will be a undercut and rally. I will always think that this market is a really good market for you to like improve on your mistakes. If you can survive or even profiting in this market condition, then you'll be getting lots of profits after the market starts improving. Yeah, I stayed up all night. I stayed up till 5 a.m. in Hong Kong time. Really glad that I did that. I think occasionally burning the midnight oil is worth it. Wicks. It's gapping up above the anchor fee, but not the best spot that I will look for. I don't really know what to do if the long starts to trigger. If the market starts bouncing back and Dell starts breaking out, I don't know whether I should take it or not. We'll try shorting the SOXX semi-ETF. No, I've run out of my buying power. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's... Let me just be a little bit more patient then. Isn't it bouncing back into the EMAs? Into 5Mar from the first high low. Looks a little bit too messy right here. So Broadcom has found support on the rising 9 EMA. Oh, this SOL has this breakout. It looks really tempting here, but it's kept breaking up into the 9 EMA, and it coincides with the IWM and the SPY bounce. And SMCI yesterday is pretty strong. It's one of the reasons that I exit my ARM short. Amazon is rallying into the previous lows and the 50 EMA. Weekly 50 and weekly 9 EMA. No, I cannot short the SOXX. I cannot short the triple ETF. Looks like Broadcom is the only one that I took today. Luckily, bounces back into the anchor 5Mar that gives me a chance to enter it. Let's see whether this is a correct move or not. WNDS is surprisingly holding up really well. Red also holding up very well. Wish you can tighten up a little bit. And I lowered my stop for QBTS into the gap down day high. And the precious metals are going into my direction. Very fortunately, really didn't get stopped out. Almost stops me out in the overnight market. So now it's going with my plan, the rejection into the declining 9 EMA. Yeah, actually today can be the second opportunity if you are focusing on the short side for shorting the bounce into the 9 EMA. Hills is the strongest right now. It's the indices that is holding up the market. Broadcom gets stopped out. I'm considering to re-enter the short on Broadcom again. Either it closes below the 9 EMA or the bounce into the anchor 5Mar from a day high. I ran out of my buying power again. And the lab is really strong. And Dell is shaping up again. And Nvidia also got stopped out too. Maybe worth a try. Wow, GFS, what a good breakout. For some Planet Lab, let's try this one. When this looks like it's trying to break out from the previous day high and the anchor 5Mar from the swing high here. Wanted to be a little bit tighter in the lower time frame first. Nvidia still not yet clear the hourly EMA. Lamar, this PL is gonna stop me out right after I enter it. Okay, I'm up. 3 losing trades already. So shorted some Nvidia just now, right after I got stopped out from the Planet Lab. We'll see. Circle is now at the anchor 5Mar. from the July last year, as well as the 150 EMA. It looks a little bit like here would be a really good risk reward for the shorts, in my opinion. I'm not sure that I can get enough buying power for that. I don't think so. EMNR is the weakest name in the crypto space. And beating down names is rallying into the 21 EMA or the 50 EMA. AVAB is falling. That's why I don't like the shorting yesterday, although it looks pretty weak because it can easily have a gap up and a fade as it's a little bit extended to the downside. I'm feeling, I don't know, I think that's all I got today. I had get a little bit too aggressive in the first 15 minutes. It got shaken out 3 times. That is should have traded less in the first 15 minutes. And I have a strong feeling that circle is going to have a huge reversion to the downside. And a really good risk reward of shorting here. But I don't have enough buying power left. That's today's memory names is holding up quite well. But this NVTS is also looking pretty good. YOU also looks pretty good. Lunar also looks pretty good. This intuitive machine. While choosing between the simple moving average and the exponential, I can't. If you choose one, probably you will miss the other side. Therefore, never look at the simple moving average. I don't know. Like maybe the Planet Lab here is serving the 50 day. Let's try it. Oh nope. 100 day. And maybe say something like here the shakeout undercut the 50 EMA, but found support 50 SMA. And maybe something like here is it shoots higher, somewhere between the 50 and the 150 EMA, but actually that's the 100 SMA. You just pick the ones that you like the most. And I think if you're using too many moving average, no matter simple or the exponential or even the other ones, or weighted moving average or the etc. If you're having too much, that would be too complicated and not good for your decision making. So if you have chosen your favorite ones, then you just stick to them. You can change them, you can like adjust them over time, but don't use too much and just accept that you will, if you have chosen, you will miss the opportunities that you didn't get because of the EMAs or the SMAs that you decided to use. I really want to short the semiconductor ETF, but Nvidia is holding up pretty well, so maybe it's not smart to short it. SPY is rejecting at the 50 at all the EMAs. IWM bounces really weak, not even touching the 9, and not even touching the hourly 9 too, and then it starts coming down. SNTK is rejecting at the anchor free web from this lower high. If you look at Western Digital or Seagate, it will look clearer for this lower high candle. SMCI is pretty strong. Let's see whether it will fade late day or just keep pushing higher. Look into long UXY. If we get a bounce, I forgot the Korea ETF again. WY. Okay. Anchor free web. You can refer to the interview with Richard in the Trader Lion YouTube channel. I talk about how to use the anchor, where to put it, some adjustment that I would do, and a lot of examples that I've given. And the anchor move up, Brian Shannon used the equivalent moving average on the intraday chart. The answer is no, because if I think this is a must, then I would use it in my chart. Looks like I missed the play on the reversal to the downside. But I think I'm pretty satisfied with my 16 positions. Yeah, one thing that I can do better is the UXY play, to pull back into the rising 9 EMA on the hourly chart. And the risk reward of the playing a trading the UVXY would be during the bounce. I think today is a really fatter day for the UVXY. I'm so confident on gold and silver. One thing that I did that is constantly looking up for the previous short opportunities. So I'm just going to observe how the price is going to react when there's going down. I think here is a little bit similar situation to what is happening now. So we got a first parabolic run, and then there's the first crash, and eventually comes back up and build a double top, and it fades right away. Maybe not right away, but gradually. And from this downtrend, what I can observe is the best and the most obvious entry point on the short side would be at the bounce into the 9 EMA after it starts trending down, after the close below it. It gives several opportunities on this play, and the other part is you can see how the opposite examples is when it's taking out the 9 EMA, and then generally means this the failure of a downtrend. And this one, it kind of builds another like a double top as it shoots higher after the first gap down, after the first sell off, and it's also riding the 9 EMAs to the downside after a parabolic run again. This one didn't bounces up quite that much, but this one is a little bit choppy. This one also serving a 9 EMA down on the bounce. This one also serving a 9 EMA down. This one also serving a 9 EMA down, although it's not really like it didn't give the second push, build a double top like gold did in the past month. But if it's on a strong downtrend, it generally just serves the 9 EMA, and the bounce into the 9 EMA is the best. I think the best entry point with the highest risk reward. And this one, after it tops, and it has the first breakdown into the 21 EMA, a bounce into the 9 EMA, and then another breakdown, and a bounce into the 9 and the 21 again, and another breakdown, and then it serves the 9 EMA again to the downside. I think this 1980s example is one of the best one that I can find, and gives me the conviction the most. 1980s parabolic run is the most similar one that I found in the charts to the gold, to what the gold is demonstrating in 2026 and 2025 too. Gold is up around 236%. This one is up 350%. But after the first sell-off from the climax top, and then it starts building a range. It looks bullish, like it's building higher lows, surfing the EMAs, and the EMAs are trending up. And then when it starts losing, maybe that's a fake out, but the candle can't show it because it's 1980. It's right after it starts losing the 9 EMA, the first close below the 9 EMA, and it bounced into the 9 EMA, and then it starts surfing the 9 EMA to the way down. And also, on the other hand, that's the rejection on the 9 EMA. We have the first rejection, and then the price come back up. It closes above it, takes out the highs. If I'm shorting here and then it stops me out, and this is a good stop because the price is trending higher after stopping me out. Like AMD on 2024, after this climax top, and then it's also serving a 9 EMA all the way down. 9 EMA is pretty powerful after like a parabolic run or a climax top, or just a topping base after a huge run. There are lots of examples that I've studied for the parabolic runs, and especially into the short side. That's how you build the conviction and how you come up with the trading idea. And Q's finding support in the hourly 50 EMA. Netflix at the 50 weekly EMA, 150 daily EMA. SOLS is outperforming today. I'm looking for SQQQ. VIX has been serving the rising EMAs for a month. This is pretty rare. PL for the long. I think that's a good risk reward play. Even though you got stopped out, you're just risking maybe 1%. Like your stop is only 1%, but if the markets actually find support and follow through to the upside, I think the risk reward for this trade is definitely going to be huge. Although I don't quite like the reaction for today, so I'm not going to do much, and I'm feeling like I have a little bit of urge of overtrading here. I'm just gonna stop right here. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for coming.